You sure you don't want any drink, water, or anything like that?
I'm good. You're gonna take me to lunch. It's gonna be great. Where are we going?
Gondolas.
Okay, I don't even know what that is.
It's a nice Italian place.
I like nice Italian places.
Do you?
Yeah.
They have great sandwiches and everything.
Yeah, we're gonna do that because you don't want to have that on camera. Over here chewing like a horse.
Well, good morning. We are here with Bill Almstead, straight from Arizona. My name is Paul G, and this is Let's Chat. Well, good morning to you.
Good morning, Paul. Good morning, YouTube.
So, how was the trip?
Oh, it was fantastic. Yeah, I actually was capable, or was blessed to be able to work the match, which was great. Wow. And so I showed up. So I went out Thursday, and then I shot Friday, and then I got to work on Saturday.
That's a long week.
It's not as long as some of the other matches.
Yeah, this is true.
This is true,
not like
but it's not like Nationals, not like the RMR, not like a lot of the other matches. Sheepdog is the same kind of thing. Space Coast is the same kind of thing.
So what we're talking about is when you volunteer as an SO, you have to go early to help set up walkthroughs and a bunch of other things that you're responsible for, and it just makes for a long week.
Typically, what happens is you show up the day before. You show up. The day before you sleep, you show up the morning of, and then you do the walkthrough. So you walk through every stage and make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be, especially as we are the SOs that are going to be running the stage the next day, and then we shoot the whole thing. So by the time we get done with the walkthrough and all the talking and all the shooting, it's sundown. And we all want to go home and get something to eat and go to bed because we got to be back in the morning at like 6:30 to staple up new targets for the rest of the shooters to come by.
Oh, by the way, you have to shoot the thing too.
Well, yeah. Well, you got to do the walkthrough, and then you got to shoot it, and then you got to go home and get some sleep because you got to come back real quick.
So I heard you were quite successful.
I was very successful. I did not think I was going to be successful. Being down 10 on one stage and 7 on another. I think I was down 45 for the match.
I noticed that. You two peas?
No peas. Couple of non-threats.
Okay, is that what that was?
Couple of non-threats. One of them was a swinger, and typically I don't pay attention to the swinger because I come up and I shoot quick enough. It's like if the swinger's not there, it's not going to be there in the next 3/4 of a second. So I just go bang, bang, and lo and behold, he was there. So I got him good.
Wow.
And
So this is the 2024 Healy Arms South Mountain Showdown.
South Mountain Showdown at Phoenix Rod and Gun Club in South
one
Phoenix.
Of the busiest matches on the schedule, I would have to say.
Yeah, 176 shooters, I think, is what we had total.
And it sells out within the week.
Oh, I think it was done in 36 hours.
Wow.
I think it was full in 36 hours.
So if you don't know somebody, you're not getting in, type of thing. And even my updates won't get you prepared for something like that. So
you should be sitting there at your computer when you click on that immediately. Yeah.
So I had the opportunity to shoot in the match. That was our backup bug. Revolver
or Bug Revo. Yeah, that we did that 2 years ago.
I was almost sorry that I actually got in to do that kind of mess. Oh my goodness. So you're shooting ESP.
I'm shooting ESP. Yeah.
Still going to shoot ESP?
No, I'm going to make the move. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Wow.
Well,
that's impressive.
Okay, just so if you're new to IDPA, there's divisions, which is your equipment, and then there's classifications, which is your skill set. So you pick a division, I want to shoot this equipment, and then you go and shoot a classifier, and then you get classified, right? So this is your class and this is your division. The difference between an expert level shooter and a master level shooter is the difference between college ball and pro ball.
That is,
right?
Yeah, that's a great analogy, yeah. You go out there and this guy, so Anthony, I would have to say would make that jump as well.
Yeah.
But, man, he schooled me the last match. I was just looking at him like, where are you getting this stuff from? The young eyes, right?
But yeah, young eyeballs and faster feet. Makes a big difference. Yeah. There's a couple of shooters that were at this match, and I can gauge where I'm going to be if I see them on the roster and you put up their total time. I don't even need to see my time because I'm going to be about 60 seconds behind them. And when you think about that, if you've got a 12-stage match.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's 60 seconds. What's the math on that? How much physically faster per stage? Where am I going to pick that up?
Right.
It's like 4.5 seconds.
And that's not even talking about you making like some type of goof up or something.
Oh, man. It is.
Oh, the one small little thing, you're out.
I broke my gun. I didn't tell you. Did I tell you I broke my gun?
You were the hardest.
I'm hard on gear, right? And this is actually the first time that I've actually broke an HK. And I've shot several HKs over the years, and I've got 60 or 70,000 rounds through USP. And then I just started shooting a VP, so I'm looking at, I got 10 or 12,000 rounds in that one right now.
Wow.
But I broke the slide stop. So I went to shoot the last target, and the gun should have been in slide lock as I moved to the next position, but it wasn't, so I kept going. And then it went click, and I did my thing and finished the stage. And when I went to unload, show, clear, I couldn't lock it back because the part was missing. And thankfully it was on the ground, and I picked it up.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I made to order new parts, they're on their way. You know, but I gotta take the whole gun apart. You know, somebody said, "Oh yeah, you can make sure you got another one of those." You know, so for the next match when this happens, if this ever happens again, you've got a spare.
Hopefully it won't happen again.
Well, I hope it won't happen again either. You know, but it ain't gonna do me any good because I got to take the trigger guard and the whole the what's the block that's in there.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about guns.
That's what Robert's for, right, Rod?
Yes, I got to pull the whole thing apart and put it all back together. And Buddy Robert's gonna help me out with that.
Awesome.
So hopefully we'll be able to fix that.
Let's see your plaque. 2024 Healy Arms South Mountain Showdown.
Yep. Enhanced Service Pistol, first place expert class.
You know, that is actually really, really nice.
It's a really nice plaque, yeah. And I've been blessed. This is now my third plaque from the South Mountain Showdown. I've been shooting there 6 years and in different divisions and whatnot. The problem with this plaque is because it's a first place expert, that means I'm going to now be a... Bye-bye, yeah.
I'm lonely now. I'm all by myself. No one to play with. So, what other trophies did you get? What other still in the ESP division or
ESP? I was.
What other trophies did you get?
For ESP, I took first place at the Silver State Championship back in Vegas.
Right.
There weren't enough people to bump. Unfortunately, there's enough people to bump at this one, so now I'm going to be ESP master.
There is a lot of great shooters here in Arizona.
There was a lot of great shooters. 175 shooters and some of the best on the planet. I would like
to get a bump, that is impressive.
I was blessed.
That is impressive.
When you're shooting, no matter how badly you think you're shooting, don't stop, because even with a 10 stage, a 7 stage, and a couple of non-threats, I was still first in class and division.
Never gave up.
Never give up. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Wow.
Shoot the next stage like you didn't shoot the last one, because if you bring the last one into the next one, you know, you've done it.
Yes.
I've done it.
Yes. What was your favorite stage at Arizona?
I'm not exactly sure I had a favorite stage. Actually, the stage I worked was really nice because there was a door and a lot of movement, and we had some retention off the go.
Yeah.
You know, you start with your hands on the target.
Yeah.
You know, and then you go to retention, and then you go through a door and a bunch of surprise targets, and then you had to move.
Do you have coverage of that?
I do. I've got video of everything.
Let's
Go into video.
Yeah, let's cue that and take a look at this.
From retention, I do 3 shots there, and then I bring the gun up and high over the door to keep my hand out of the exclusion zone, and then engage 2 surprise targets on the left. Because of my math, I run up, so it's 3, and then I do 3 and 2, and then run up to the next surprise target, dump 2, reload, and then 2 targets on the left from cover. I fire a couple extras because of distance and tightness, and then run across and do the same thing, end up with an empty gun.
Range is clear, 2-0.
So the back targets are how far?
Back targets I want to say are 14 or 15 yards on the back targets, and then the close ones are tight enough on the non-threats that you've got to do headshots.
How'd you shoot? So you went 20, so your score, 20, you went 0 down, baby. Stage 9, you went 0 down in that mess.
Was it 0 down?
Yes.
Was it really 0 down? I find it hard to believe that it was 0
You
down.
went 0 down. 20.35 seconds is 0 down.
So 23, so 20, 35 raw
Wow.
and 0. Wow, I don't remember doing that at all. Because I didn't do that on other stages, I'll tell you.
Wait, and you did this with a cigar.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had a cigar in my mouth at the time. Let's go back to the video. Yep, that's a cigar. Look at that.
What were you thinking?
That's my uniform. I actually got scolded by some competitors, some of the other shooters, because they walk up and I told them my name. They're like, "Wait, who are you?" And I took the cigar in my mouth and I said, "Oh, there he is."
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to be in uniform.
You worked with a cigar all weekend?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it was probably too much cigar.
How was that? Any issues with any of the shooters?
No.
Oh,
nobody
fantastic.
Nobody had an issue. In fact, some of the other shooters were like, "Hey, you got a light?" I said, yes, I do, and here's another one, so have fun. So.
No sending anybody home?
We did have a couple send homes on my stage. I worked.
No,
that's the stage I worked at. I didn't want to do it, and I don't send them home. They do it themselves. The first guy, he was a left-handed shooter, and when he got to the first point of cover, so yeah, did the retention engagement, ran through the door, 2 surprise, 3rd surprise. And then after he shot the 2 from point of cover, when he ran across, he lost his footing, and he was left-handed. So when he went down, he caught himself with his right hand, and the gun was good up until he hit the wall with it, and then it knocked it out of his hand.
Oh no!
And then he did a little ranger roll thing way past. He was going hard.
Was he okay?
Yeah, that was the first thing I checked. I'm like, well, the gun's fine. Nobody's touching it. It's just sitting there and pointing in the wrong direction. But
right.
He was more disgusted than anything else.
Yeah,
he was not injured. He was not injured.
Yeah, that's the first thing you
mad.
want to check.
He was not pleased. Yeah. And then of course he wanted to pick it up, and I'm like, no, this is my job. So pick it up, unload, show clear, do all that stuff, and then holster it for him. And
it's all part of it, though. Right?
It is. Yeah. I haven't DQ'd yet. I'm gonna at the next match. It wouldn't surprise me at all. It's going to happen. I just don't know when it's going to happen.
But you're a very disciplined shooter, though. I've shot with you. I'm impressed.
Being a disciplined shooter doesn't mean you're not going to make a mistake. It doesn't mean you
just don't lose your shit, though.
Well, it's because it doesn't bother me. One of these days it's going to bother me. I am competitive.
Yes, you are.
How's this? I don't mind getting beat. I hate losing.
Oh.
When I give up points, when I give the match away, I got problems with that. When I know I could have shot better, I videotape all of my stuff so I can look at it later and go, okay, you left 3 seconds on that stage.
I know.
Never mind the points down. It's like that movement, that error, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done it.
It's like, how do I even start thinking that way? I could have shot that smoother. What the heck?
Why did I hesitate? Why did I point at the wrong target and then have to go back?
So you have these long conversations by yourself in a room, by yourself?
Well, no, I'm usually with the dog eating a bone. I got a cigar in hand and I'm in the backyard and I'm yelling at the phone.
Right.
Because I'm like, why did you do that? What's wrong with you?
So, you just recently had surgery last year.
I did. February 9th, I went under the knife.
And you, all of a sudden you win this year.
I took a couple trophies already this year. Took home a couple of plaques.
So I take it you're out of pain then?
I was out of pain. For all of you that are sitting out there that are thinking about hip surgery, get a hip replacement, schedule that thing tomorrow. I woke up out of surgery and I was in less pain than when I went in. Even with the surgery.
Fantastic.
It was out of control. Yeah.
I am so happy for you though. It was just watching you get through that. I was like, oh man.
Let's be clear. Paul was kind enough while I was still stuck at the house to come by and bring me lunch, which was very kind of you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And then he was going to take my walker and put lights on it and some bling and put a holster on the side so that I could come shoot the match in my walker. Because apparently people do that. My thing is I couldn't do it because if I beat anybody in the walker, I don't want to put anybody in positions like, yeah, you got beat by a guy in a walker. I don't want to do that. That's not nice.
So what's your favorite division now?
So CCP, I would think is probably my favorite division. I'm not sure that it's going to make a difference at this point because I'm going to have to change to either CDP or Bug just to be competitive. Because I am too slow and my eyeballs don't work as well as they need to be competitive against these really young, fast guys.
Right. So you're wearing prescription.
I wear a script for anything. I wear a script for anything. I can see you, but anything past you I can't see. And when I take these off, I can't see you anymore. So to be honest, I can't see my sights. So I press out, and I don't know. I see them, but they're fuzzy, and I don't like it very much at all.
But who does? Who does?
Anybody under 40?
I can't see my sights.
Well, you're not under 40, Paul.
Well, this is. So do you usually just square off your shoulders with a target, or?
I will square off my shoulders and I will present and I will see the fiber front that I've got, and to be honest, I'm shooting fiber optic, I'm shooting carry optic with irons. So I come up and I know where my press is going to be, and I know where my hands are going to be. So like, if I see the dot, then I can adjust a little bit, and I know I'm going to hit target.
So the gun is positioned in a certain position where you can actually have full view through the optic.
Yeah.
So you're just carrying it straight up instead of locking out your elbow.
I come up and I look at it, and I mean, you can see it on the video if there's any video. But
so most of your recoil's in your wrist.
Because of the way I hold the gun, there's no recoil. You should try it. I mock you.
I have that timing down, right? So it bounces, and that's how I can keep my cadence.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if I just lock it and it's just pushing on me, that's a long day.
It is a long day, and it's painful.
Yeah.
You know, you
At
get
the
all
end
that
of the day,
impact going through.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, talking about that and grip and stance and all that stuff. When I first started shooting IDPA 9 years ago now, I thought I knew how to shoot. Paul, I thought I knew how to shoot. I didn't know the rules, and I didn't know where I was supposed to stand or cover or priority or all that other stuff. But I walked in there going, I know how to shoot my gun. I know how to reload my magazines.
Yep.
And I didn't have any idea what I was doing. I look back I got video from my first matches early that year, and I had no idea what I was doing. You know, I really wish somebody would have told me to squeeze your pinky when you're shooting from retention, because then you don't short stroke the gun.
Right.
I wish they would have told me that.
Right.
It was like 2 years. Like, hey, you squeeze your pinky? I'm like, thanks, guys. I got video of me short stroking the gun, putting the briefcase in between my legs, unclearing everything, pulling the briefcase back out, and short stroking the gun a second time. It's terrible.
We should see that.
I got it. I'll give it to you. Not a problem. Just insert that right there.
We were part of a class that we were shooting. Howard was there. Fred. Fred was my first SO that I've ever. I thought he was probably the meanest son of a bee I've ever met. And
he's a pussycat. You know it.
Oh my God! I was so intimidated and uncomfortable around him, and now I just love the guy. Right? I'll do anything for the guy. And I just sit there, and he sat there, and the very first thing he told me was, "You need to slow down," because I wasn't hitting anything, because I knew how to shoot.
Yes. Well, see, now, here's the problem now, is I think I know how to shoot. I got my grip done, I've got my stance I still got a little turtle thing that I do, but we're working on that. And how to move from cover to cover, how to move through open spaces, how to keep your gun pointing the right direction. I think I know how to shoot. I can't wait to see what happens in the next couple of years when I figure out, I don't know how to shoot now, and what am I doing later?
Well, 3 classification says that you do know how to shoot.
3 master classes bumps says I know how to shoot. Yes, but I'm.
So what classes? What divisions are you master in now?
So currently, I'm running. So my first was stock service pistol. I got
SSP,
that SSP at my first sanctioned match, as a matter of fact.
Right. So that's a
4
mag weld
years
that
ago.
you can't find.
A mag weld that you can't find, absolutely. And then CCP was my next one that I got, and I'm pretty sure I bumped at the RMR for that match, or for that division. And then I just bumped 2 days ago for
ESP.
ESP, yeah. Wow. So now I've got
is impressive.
CDP.
Yeah.
So I got to start shooting a 45. Thankfully, they make a 45 in the HK that I shoot typically, so I don't have to change to a 1911. Nothing against the 1911. I just got to learn a whole new gun, and I'm not sure I'm willing to do that just yet. Or bug.
Oh,
or bug.
Something about bugs just makes me uncomfortable.
I don't like a small gun. You know.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, I mean, your hands are closer to the barrel.
Everything's close. My thumb being way out in front, like I carried the gun. It's like, my thumb? No good. And then you've only got 3 fingers on the gun. You might as well cut this pinky off. It doesn't do any good.
And then
short.
when you reload, right, you're pinching the hell out of your hand.
You run that thing in there and just blood blister your palm because you catch it. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I don't know how you describe a good time, but that definitely is not it.
But my plan is I'm going to take the box, for the bug box, and I'm going to go to the gun store and go, show me everything that'll fit in this box. That's how I'm going to do it. That's how I'm going to do it. Because HEK doesn't make a gun small enough to fit in the box. Otherwise, I just shoot that. I just buy another gun.
So, Sig Sauer has the P365, right?
They do.
Have you got your hands on that?
I have not. I haven't even shot one yet.
Okay. I mean, the same thing, right? Short, watch out, pinch your hand type of, gun.
Yeah.
But I heard it's very comfortable to shoot. It's accurate. It doesn't flip around in your hand and stuff like that. And I go, wow, this I got to see.
They had a couple of guys, or we had a couple of guys. I remember seeing a couple of guys shooting 365s.
Yeah.
At the match. This past weekend. Yeah.
Where they use? Oh, really?
Bug. Yeah, they're
shooting in?
Well, they're shooting bug. They were shooting 6 rounds. So whether or not they were shooting bug, you could shoot CCP with 6 rounds if you want to. I wouldn't recommend it. The math doesn't work out. Sometimes the math works out great, but usually it does not work out.
You got to listen to Bill.
More bullets is better.
Bill knows. Something about shooting. Only have 6 rounds a mag. That's disturbing.
I understand.
It's just a lot of work.
And I don't see how I understand that the divisions need to be different and they need to be competitive and whatever. You got to have different stuffs. But for the CCP division being starting at 8 and then moving to 10 2 years ago, I was fine with 8. Actually, I was fine with 8 because then I was going to practice CDP. So I've got 8 rounds and whatever. So now I've got enough of that. I can go to the 8 round and my mental place is still there.
Yeah.
But then they moved it to 10 and SSP to 15. So.
Yeah, so the first time I shot CCP was, Fred sat there and goes, "You're using too many bullets." And I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You can't shoot. You can't be shooting 10." But back then it was 8.
Back then it was 8.
And I sat there and I go, "Says who?"
This rule book I've got right here says 8 rounds.
So I said, okay, so I have to shoot 8. And then I try to figure out the stages or how to shoot the stages, and that doesn't make any sense.
Tack reloads, standard reloads.
Oh, man.
Double tacks.
The only division division that makes sense was the PCC. You just put a 30-round mag.
Yes. But then again, in a defensive scenario, the only place I'm going to be carrying a PCC is in my house.
Would be at home.
Yeah. And then I don't really want to be fighting in my house with the PCC anyway.
Oh,
they're too long.
My wife would be pissed.
What, if you start shooting a PCC in a house? I would think so, yeah.
Especially if I shoot her like your appliances, right? Oh, yeah. I won't heir the end of that.
No.
She'll just sit there, and after everything's all said and done with and smoke is still going, floating around, she'll sit there like, really?
She's just going to get on Amazon and start ordering new stuff. You're paying for it. Not going to bother her at all.
God forbid I hit one of her Kings things. By the way, she's a huge Kings fan. So, so I need to know where all that stuff is, right? That's just like a non-threat. I got to make sure.
Don't trim the non-threat. Yeah, one of my non-threats was I looked at it, and I looked at it, and I looked at it, and the guy was scoring it, and he goes, well, and I looked at it, and I said, if it was my buddy Paul, and it was a threat target, I would have given him a 3. So that means I get the non-threat hit. Yep. You got to be straight up with it, So if it's a 3 on a threat target, then it's definitely a hit on a non-threat target. You just got to do what you got to do.
So your next division is CDP?
I don't know, CDP or bug. Either way, I got to buy a new gun.
Well, thank God for that.
Yeah, I know. I don't have a 45, and I don't have a tiny pistol. So I'm going to go look at 45s, see if I can find a USP in 45 or an HK 45. I don't know if HK 45 is on the roster. Thank you very much, California. You can get rid of that now. It'll be all right.
You know we're on camera, right?
I know we're on camera. I had to pay $1,241 to shoot my VP9. I went from a USP in 40 because that was the caliber of choice back in the early 90s when I started this whole expedition into firearms.
This is the wrong video for that, buddy.
But it's accurate. And then we get the roster.
So what's next on your competition schedule?
The next on the competition schedule is going to be shoot some local matches, and I really don't have anything lined up. I'd like to go shoot the Western. I don't know if that's going to happen because of timing. And I did not sign up and set for shooting the RMR, again, because of timing. Yeah, well, they got those matches right close together, and I got some other plans that I got to do in that same kind of time frame.
So I mean,
I've got no problem doing it, but my boss would be like, "Why are you taking the entire month of April off?" And I'm like, "It's not April. It's only 3 weeks in April and 2 weeks in May."
So they're putting two fours together in Colorado.
Oh, well, okay. So it's 2 3s. We talked about that. It's 2 3s. It's a.
So 2 tier 3s.
Yeah, 2 tier 3 matches. So there's going to be, and if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be 11 stages and 12 stages, or 12 stages and 11 stages. So they're going to shoot the Rocky Mountain Regional on Saturday, and then they're going to shoot the Colorado State Championship on Sunday.
And then Texas.
And then Texas is the next weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's the next weekend.
Right.
And then we've got the Scorcher in August in New Mexico. Because that's what I want to do, is I want to go to Albuquerque and shoot in 111 degree heat.
That's why sponsors are so important in this sport, right? So otherwise, whoo, man, that credit card is going to be, getting some points for you.
You get some points, yeah. With all the traveling that you do, you end up with a bunch of points.
Wow.
Yep, you do. And then by the time August is over, and then we're looking at going back to Vegas.
Wow.
You know? So.
Wow. Well, we got you some stuff. I got
stuffs?
Yes, you got a bottle opener.
Oh, thank you.
One of our new shirts. So
we got a shirt.
Yep, chino, and then this is
our chino and the
year's logo.
that's fantastic. I like the pink. That's good.
Right? It's for boobies, supportive boobies. We all support boobies.
Save the tatas.
Yeah, there you go.
I believe is
there you go.
Yeah, that's the deal. No, that's fantastic. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for showing up. This is really nice of you. Pleasant chat. I think I'll take him to lunch now. So, but if you have any questions, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Other than that, we'll see you in the next video. We'll see you very soon.
Shoot fast, don't miss.